InkBreaking.com. Lesson 6. Dining out. Present tense. Questions and answers. Brian is speaking with Mary. Who is Brian speaking with?
Mary. Brian is speaking with Mary.
Mary. Brian is speaking with Mary. Brian is
Brian
talking to Mary.
is talking to Mary.
What is Brian doing with Mary?
Brian is speaking with Mary. Brian is talking to
Brian
Mary.
is speaking with Mary. He is speaking with Mary.
He's speaking with Mary.
Is Brian dining out with Mary?
No, he isn't dining out with Mary. He is speaking with Mary.
No. Brian isn't dining out with Mary. He is speaking with Mary. Brian tells Mary he's thinking about going out to grab a bite. What does Brian tell Mary?
Brian tells Mary he is thinking about going out to grab a bite.
Brian tells Mary
He
he's
is
thinking about going out to grab a bite.
get something
Brian
to eat.
tells Mary he's thinking about going out to get something to eat. What is Brian thinking about?
Brian is thinking about going out to grab a bite. He's
thinking about going out to grab a bite.
Going out to
Brian
get
tells
something
Mary he's
to eat.
thinking about going out to grab a bite. Brian tells Mary he's thinking about going out to grab a bite. He tells Mary he's thinking about going out to get something to eat.
Something to eat.
Where does Brian tell Mary he wants to go?
He wants to go out to get something to eat. Brian tells Mary he is thinking about going out to grab a bite.
Go out to grab a bite.
About going out to grab a bite.
Brian wants to know if Mary's hungry and wants to join him to eat. Does Brian want to know if Mary is going to the movies?
No, Brian doesn't want if Mary is going.
No, he doesn't want to know if Mary's going to the movies. Brian wants to know if Mary's hungry and wants to join him to eat.
Hungry and wants to join him to eat.
What does Brian ask Mary?
Brian wants to know if Mary is hungry and wants to join him to eat.
Hungry and wants to join him to eat. He asks if Mary is hungry and wants to join him to eat. Who wants to know if Mary's hungry?
Brian wants to know if Mary is hungry.
Brian wants to know if Mary's hungry. Who does Brian ask to join him to eat?
Mary. Brian asks Mary if she is
Brian
hungry.
Asks Mary to join him to eat. Mary says she's starving but can't go because she's busted. Who says she's starving?
Mary says she's starving but can't go because she's busted.
Mary says she is starving. Mary says she's starving but can't go because she's busted.
She's busted.
Why can't Mary go even though she's starving?
Because she is busted.
Because she's busted. Mary says she's starving but can't go because she's busted. What reason does Mary give Brian why she can't join him?
Because she's busted. Mary says
she's busted.
She's starving but she can't go because she's busted.
Mary says she's starving but can't go because she's busted. Brian tells her it's okay. He pays for her and it's his treat. Who pays for Mary?
Brian says it's okay. He pays for her and it's his treat.
Brian tells her it's okay. He pays for her and it's his treat. How does Brian help Mary?
Brian pays for her and it's his treat.
Brian pays for her. Brian tells her it's okay when she's busted. He pays for her and it's his treat. Who treats Mary for lunch?
Brian. Brian treats Mary for lunch. He says it's okay.
Brian treats Mary for lunch. Brian tells her it's okay.
His treat.
He pays for her and it's his treat. Brian asks Mary where she wants to go eat. What does Brian ask Mary?
Brian asks Mary where she wants to go eat.
Brian asks Mary where she wants to go eat. He asks Mary where she
wants
to go
Mary
eat.
Where she wants to go eat.
Does Brian ask Mary where she attends school?
No, he doesn't ask Mary where she attends to school.
No,
he doesn't ask Mary where she wants to go
Brian asks Mary where she wants to go eat. Who asks Mary where she wants to go eat?
Brian asks Mary where she wants to go eat.
Brian asks Mary where she wants to go eat. Brian asks Mary where she wants to go eat. Mary says it doesn't matter. What does Mary say?
Mary says it doesn't matter.
She says it doesn't matter. Mary says it doesn't matter.
Mary says it doesn't matter.
Who says it doesn't matter?
Mary says it doesn't matter. He says it doesn't matter.
Mary says it doesn't matter. She says it doesn't matter. Does Mary tell Brian the place to eat?
No, she doesn't tell Brian the place to eat.
No.
Mary
doesn't
says
tell Brian the place to eat.
It doesn't
Mary
matter.
Says it doesn't matter.
She said it doesn't matter.
Brian says he can use a good steak. He wants to try out the new steakhouse. Does Brian want to check out the new pizza restaurant?
No, she don't want to check out the pizza restaurant.
No, he doesn't want to check out the new pizza restaurant. Brian says he likes having a good steak and wants to try out the new steakhouse.
A good steak and want to try out the new steakhouse.
Where does Brian want to go?
The new steakhouse. He can use a good steak and want to try out the new steakhouse.
He wants to go to the new steakhouse. Brian says he likes having a good steak and wants to try out the new steakhouse. What does Brian want to try out?
The new steakhouse. Brian wants to try out
the new steakhouse.
The new steakhouse.
Brian says he could use a good steak
Brian
and wants
said
to try out the new steakhouse.
New steak and wants to try out the new steakhouse.
Mary says she could go for a steak too. What kind of food does Mary want?
Steak. Mary says he could go for a steak too.
Steak. Mary wants steak too.
She could go for a steak too. Mary says
she could go for a steak too. Does Mary want Italian food?
No, she doesn't want Italian food. She could go for a steak too.
She doesn't want Italian food. Mary says she could go for a steak too. She feels like eating steak too.
She's feeling like the steak too.
Who says she could go for a steak too?
Mary says she could go for a steak too.
Mary says she could go for a steak too. Mary says she feels like a steak too. Brian says he can swing by to pick Mary up in about 10 minutes. Does Brian swing by and pick up Mary in 1 hour?
No, she doesn't swing by and pick Mary up in about in 1 hour.
He doesn't say he picks up Mary in 1 hour. Brian says he swings by to pick Mary up in about 10 minutes.
Mary up in about 10 minutes.
What does Brian say?
Brian says he can swing by and pick Mary up in about 10 minutes.
He says he can swing by to pick Mary up in about 10 minutes. Brian says he can swing by to pick Mary up in about 10 minutes.